All right, so in the race to build the world's smartest AI, which is getting more intense by the day, a brand new challenger has just shown up. And this one, well, it's not just powerful. It could literally change the rules of the game. So today, we're going to unpack it. You know, it's the billion-dollar question on everyone's mind, right? Who is actually winning this race for the smartest AI on the planet? The competition is just insane. The stakes couldn't be higher, and guess what? A brand new contender just stepped into the ring. So, to really get why this is such a big deal, we got to understand the arena itself. Look, this isn't just about making slightly better chatbots. This is a global race, a high-stakes competition to create a whole new kind of intelligence, something that could, completely reshape our world. And the end goal here, the absolute holy grail of this whole thing, is what we call artificial general intelligence, AGI. We're talking about an AI that has human-level cognitive skills. It can learn, it can reason, it can solve problems in basically any area you throw at it. But that begs the question, how on earth do you even measure your progress toward a goal that massive? Well, that's where benchmarks come into play. The best way to think about them? It's like the Olympics, but for AI. Seriously. It's this whole series of standardized tests, this gauntlet, that's designed to push these models to their absolute breaking point. They measure everything: complex reasoning, advanced coding, you name it. It's how we figure out who's a real contender and who's just, well, pretending. And speaking of real contenders, a new player has just crashed the party, and it is already making huge waves. This one comes from a really interesting partnership between Zhipu AI and the super prestigious Tsinghua University. Say hello to GLM-4.5. Now, what's so special about this model? It's not just that it's powerful. The real kicker is that it's open source. That means its core design, its weights, all of it. It's out there for researchers and developers all over the world to use. But look, to play in the big leagues, you've got to be good at a few really specific things. And that brings us to its core focus, what the creators call the ARC capabilities. It's a great acronym. A stands for Agentic. That's the model's ability to use tools and interact with the real world. R is for reasoning, chewing on those really tough multi-step problems. And C is for coding, tackling complex, messy, real-world software challenges. If you can nail these three, you've got a seriously versatile model on your hands. Okay, so how does GLM 4.5 actually stack up in the arena? This is where the story gets really interesting. Because it's not just that it's performing well, it's punching way, way above its weight class. Just look at this overall scoreboard. Across 12 different, really tough benchmarks, GLM 4.5 comes in at number 3. And get this, that's not third place among other open source models. That's third place, period. Among all the models they tested, including the huge closed source giants. That's just a massive deal. And it gets even crazier. When we zoom in on those agentic skills, its ability to use tools, browse the web, and solve real-world problems, it's even more impressive. GLM 4.5 snags the number 2 spot, breathing right down the neck of OpenAI's legendary O3. Then you look at the coding gauntlet. This is where they test how well a model can solve actual software problems from GitHub. And again, it's number 3, neck and neck with Anthropic's Claude Sonnet 4. But here's the real kicker, the part that makes you go, whoa. It's doing all of this while being shockingly efficient. Okay, so GLM 4.5 has about 355 billion parameters. Think of those as the connections in the AI's brain. Now look at a competitor like Kimi K2. It has over 1 trillion parameters. So GLM 4.5 is hitting these top-tier performance numbers while being roughly 1/3 the size. How in the world is that possible? Well, the secret isn't just about raw size. It's about being smarter. The team behind GLM 4.5 came up with this incredibly clever, strategic way of training their model to get these amazing results. It all starts with the architecture. GLM 4.5 uses a design called Mixture of Experts, or MOE for short, and it's a brilliant idea. Instead of one giant monolithic brain trying to do everything at once, it's more like having a team of specialized experts. So when a task comes in, the system just wakes up the specific experts it needs for that job. This makes the whole thing so much faster and more efficient. So this team of specialists goes on this really intense 3-stage training journey. Stage 1 is pre-training. It just soaks up knowledge from this huge 15 times trillion token data set. Next up, mid-training, where it starts to focus on specialized stuff like coding and reasoning. And then, finally, there's post-training, where it really sharpens its skills using reinforcement learning. Basically, it learns from its own mistakes to get even better. And woven into all of that training is the super smart technique, a difficulty-based curriculum. It's just like how a person learns, right? The model starts off with the easy stuff to build a solid foundation. Then it moves on to more moderate challenges. And finally, they throw the really hard problems at it, pushing it to its absolute limits. This whole approach means it's constantly improving and never just hits a wall. Okay, so let's bring it all back home. Let's look at the final scoreboard and talk about why this model, GLM-4.5, is such a huge deal for the entire AI world. I just want you to let this sink in for a second. Number 3, overall. This isn't just a small step forward for open source AI. No way. This is a giant leap. It's definitive proof that open models can go toe-to-toe with the biggest, best-funded, most secretive AI labs on the planet. And you can see their philosophy right in their paper. The team says it right there. They're releasing these models to advance the applications and research of large language models. Their goal isn't just about winning a competition, it's about lifting the entire field up. So here's the bottom line, the most important takeaway. What we're witnessing here is the democratization of top-tier AI. For maybe the first time ever, a model that can truly compete with the absolute best of the best is being handed over to the public. Anyone can use it, build on top of it, and learn from it. And that leaves us with a really exciting, kind of mind-bending question for the future. What happens next? When the most powerful AI tools aren't locked away in the vaults of just a few giant companies, but are out there for everyone to use, what kind of innovation does that spark? What discoveries are made? The next chapter in the story of AI is about to be written, and for the first time, it feels like we'll all get a chance to hold the pen.